Direct communication. It is something that's very important in the building industry. When an architect shows in the drawing that a column is spaced at 8.4 meter apart, it means exactly that, 8.4. If for some reason the contractor built it at say 8.5 meter apart, the contractor actually required by contract to demolish that column and build it in the correct location. Design errors and discrepancies like that can cost a lot of time and money in a building project. And you can probably imagine, after spending 15 years in the building industry, that I developed this very direct communication style. It is not only about my personality, it is also what my profession requires of me. 2013, when I came back to Malaysia, I very quickly realized that having this direct communication style has this problem. One day I go to a furniture showroom with a dato. This dato is the owner of a property development company, and we were walking around the showroom and we came across this table. This is a Noguchi table. It's a famous table designed by a Japanese artist called Isamu Noguchi. Dato looked at the table and he asked me to come here. Come here, Jiang. This is what I call a failed design. Reason I call this a failed design is because the coffee table has a glass top. In the event of breakage, right, the glass top is going to burst into a million pieces, causing injury to my customer, to the people in the household. I would never want to see this in my show unit. I look at Dato and I said this. Dato, you are wrong. Let me explain. This glass top on the table is what we call a laminated tempered glass, that in the event of breakage is not going to break into a million pieces. There is a thin safety film that's holding all the glass pieces together. So yes, while you still need to replace the glass top, it will not necessarily cause injury to your customer or the people in the household. Dato look at me. I look at Dato. Dato did not say anything. I didn't say anything. And that was it. That was the end of the conversation. It wasn't until 6 months later when I sit down for performance appraisal review with my general manager that I was told that Dato has been unhappy with me ever since that comment I made about the glass top table. And it completely took me by surprise. It never occurred to me that by saying something factual, I can cause someone to lose face. It took me a while to understand this, but in this story, I've actually failed to do something. What I failed to do, I failed to understand the communication style of Dato. And because of that, I have responded incorrectly. It is very important for us to understand the communication style of others so that we can actually adjust our techniques, our communication style to best suit the need of the situation or the need of the person that we are speaking to. How do you identify the communication style of others? Today, I'm going to share with you 3 ways of doing it. Number 1, listen with the intent to understand. Pay full attention to the person that you are speaking to. What is he telling you? Put aside all our prejudices, all our judgments, and receive the message in its purest form. Number 2, pay attention to non-verbal communication. Do you know that 93% of our communication actually takes place as non-verbal communication? It has to do with the way our body moves, the tone that we use when we speak. By paying attention to non-verbal communication, we will be able to detect the emotion that the speaker is experiencing when he's speaking. Number 3, never listen with the intent to shoot back. Because when you're listening, right, and at the same time you're preparing in your mind how to counter-argue with that person, you're actually not listening. And what makes it worse is that the other person can sense it too. When he senses it, he's going to put up a big great wall of defense between you and him. And you know what's going to happen when he put up a big great wall of defense? I tell you what's not going to happen. Communication is not going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, communication is a two-way street. While it's very important for us to convey our message to the other party as clearly as possible, it is also equally important for us to learn how to receive the verbal and non-verbal communication from the other party. Now, I don't have a time machine, but if I do, that I'm able to turn back time, going back to that conversation I have with the Dato, what would I say? I think this is what I would say. Dato, thanks for the feedback. With regard to this table, I've actually checked with the furniture supplier, and what he has indicated to me is that the glass top table is actually made out of what he called a laminated tempered glass. So what it is in the event of breakage, the glass is going to burst into a million pieces, like you said, but there's a safety film that's actually going to hold all the glasses together in one place. So while we still need to replace the glass, it wouldn't necessarily cause injury to our customers or people in the household. Saying that, however, I also take note on your concern about glass top table in general, that it can cause breakage. The other options that we are looking at also is perhaps to look at a timber top table or stone top table. How does that sound to you? What do you guys think about that? A little bit better, right? If you like what you see today, please feel free to like, share and subscribe to the channel. We would like to have you on board. Until then, see you in the next one.